today is Thursday, September 6th, 2018. I am really nervous. I have my phone interview today. It's currently 9 o'clock Texas time. I'm supposed to have it at 10:15. I know it's kind of crazy trying to like sit down like an hour like in 15 minutes before it even gets started, but honestly I'm just nervous. I was listening to Disney music to try to like calm me down and like get in the mindset and just trying to prepare myself, because I just can't believe that I'm interviewing with the Walt Disney Company today, and we're not gonna have a meltdown right now. We'll have a meltdown after the phone interview. I'm just so entirely nervous. Last night, I honestly, I could not sleep last night. Like, I was tossing and turning, and then like I knew it was at 10:15, and like obviously if they say they're gonna call at 10:15, they tell you to be like ready 15 minutes before and 15 minutes afterwards. But I don't know why at like 4:30 in the morning, like I was up and checking my phone, like, are they calling now? Like, of course they're not calling now, but like I was so nervous, and I'm still so nervous, and I'm just trying to like put myself together and get ready for this, but I'm so nervous. So I will go ahead and film this for you guys, that way just in case any of you guys are planning to apply for the DCP and you are lucky enough to get a phone interview, you'll have this kind of like reference to, and I'll try to remember some of the questions before I get started, or before like I like go ahead and cut to the phone interview. So I did print out, and because I'm blind and I couldn't just do this in like 12-point font, I had to do it in like 23. But basically these are like the questions that they might ask me, and basically bullet points of what I think I should say, and like what, honestly not what I think I should say, like my positive answers, my honest answers, but I bullet point them just so that I have something to reference to, and so I don't feel like I'm reading off of a script, but I also have something to like, just in case I have like a freaking brain fart, I have something that I can reference to. So here's where you should learn from me. So when I applied for the program, I put pretty much high interest on everything, and that's just because, like, honest to goodness, like I would be okay doing whatever in Disney World. I really would. Like I think it's just an incredible opportunity, and I just feel like any role I would take it, because it's Disney, you know. And so I put high interest to like moderate interest pretty much on everything, and so because of that, it's such a broad range of like roles that I don't know what they could be asking me. They could ask me anything, so I kind of had to prepare myself for that. But obviously, like, I wasn't going to print out like hundreds of pages of possible questions that they could ask me. What am I? That they could ask me. So I just did like the basic ones, like why you wanted to do the Disney College program, what you're most looking forward to, like the basic generic questions that they're most likely going to ask you, because that's what they want to know from you. You know, why are you applying to the program? Why do you think that you'd be a good candidate for the program? So I kind of bullet point them, and bullet pointed. Why am I having trouble with words right now? So I kind of just like listed out my reasons and my ideas and my perspective, and I have those to kind of reference to. And then at the very top, like, I don't know if it'll focus, but like, that's crappy handwriting, and I'm so sorry. I literally didn't have a pen around, but I was like trying to just write it down. But it literally says just recruiter at the top, because from what I've learned in other videos, is to go ahead and write the name of your recruit. I swear to God I can speak. Like, for some reason these past few videos, like, I'm having trouble with words, and it's probably because I'm nervous, but it is what it is. So yeah, so I wrote down recruiter there, and basically when I get on the phone with her, and when him or her, I'll write down their name, and that way I can reference to them, because it's always what I've learned from working like just basically anywhere, is to always reference somebody by their name, rather than just like going ahead and either giving them a demand or asking the question. It's always good to like say, oh hey Joe, or hey Barbara, like, you know, Yeah, so I wrote that at the top. I don't know who she is. I don't know who he is. I just know that I'm gonna be on the phone in about an hour. So like I said, I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself as much as possible. I'm probably gonna sit here and listen to some Disney music, and I have this might be a good tip too, have some water. These are my quick service cups from the past trips, or one of the quick service cups from the past trips, but I just filled it up with water because I already feel like I need a drink to just kind of like help my throat a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of dry because I'm nervous. I have this like feeling in my stomach that's like, am I gonna throw up? I don't know, you know? Really nervous. Also, okay, before I go, so I know, like, I'm pretty sure you've seen me in this shirt before. This has become kind of like a safety like blanket, I guess, you know what I mean? And it's just become one of those things that like I wear it if I'm nervous, if I'm excited, if I feel like something really good is gonna happen today. And it's kind of weird that this shirt has done that for me, but happily ever after like means so much to me in my heart, and like what I believe in, and like just Disney in general. And I'm gonna try and show you guys. Let me turn around. Okay, can you see it on the back? It has a castle and it says unlock your own magic, or yeah. So I usually wear this when I'm excited or nervous about stuff, because it just kind of helps me remember that I can unlock my own magic. I'm gonna get cheesy here, but I can unlock my own magic, that I am the key to finding my own happiness, and that I can do anything that I put my mind to. So I am gonna turn this off and listen to some Disney music and get ready for my interview. Hey guys, so I just wanted to update you guys. So my interview was supposed to be at 10:15. It is currently 11 o'clock and nobody's called yet. I'm kind of freaking out about it because I just don't know what the issue is. I messaged some of the girls in my Facebook group and they were like, oh, that kind of sometimes happens. Sometimes they can be running a little bit late. My like cup is like in the way. Anyways, so sometimes they run a little bit late, but 45 minutes I feel like is a lot. So we'll see. I'm still gonna wait around, obviously. I do have work at 12:30 today, which kind of worries me because like I don't know how long the interview is gonna take. But the good thing is that I'm pretty much just like ready to go. All I have to do is change and then leave. But it's just kind of worrisome because it's like, you know, when are they gonna call? How long is the interview gonna take? So yeah, I'm kind of hoping they call soon though. But now like I'm the type of person that like overanalyzes things and stuff, so I'm like, okay, like, was an issue with like my phone? Can they not contact me? But I also put my sister's number on there as well, just in case they can't get in contact with me. So I don't know why they wouldn't call. I don't know, maybe they're just running like super late. I'm freaking out. That is true. I haven't lived independently, but I have lived with somebody else before. So in my senior year of high school, I had a best friend come and move in with us just because she had kind of a tough situation at home. And so we took her in and we bunked together in the same room because we didn't have an extra room for her to live with. So I have lived with somebody that is not technically family before, and I had to adjust to that. So that would be kind of my experience with that. Right, so like I said, that my best friend Autumn came to come in with us senior year, and we did have to adjust to living in such a small confined space. You can imagine it's two teenage girls trying to fit in one small bedroom, and so we did have to adjust to like sections of the room where I would keep my clothes and her clothes, and then we both had our own lives going on. So she had a boyfriend at the time during high school, and she would kind of stay up late some nights and talk to to him late on the phone, and we both had school very early in the morning, but I never let it become such an issue that we ever argued over it. I'm very open to communication, and I love talking to people face to face if we ever have any conflicts. So because we did have that one issue with her talking on the phone late at night, I just spoke to her about it, and I said, hey, maybe we can try to compromise about a time where maybe you can still talk to him on the phone, but maybe I can, still be able to sleep at night. And that's what it came down to, just us compromising and trying to figure out a schedule and adjust to each other's lives. So, and I was very open to communication. So I basically have 3 reasons for applying for the Disney College Program, and one of them being the main reason is obviously because I love Disney. If you're applying for this program, you obviously have to have a very special place in your heart for Disney, and I do. I've fallen in love with the parks and movies. I've gone so many times within the past 3 years, I can't even count. But also because it would look amazing on my resume, and just to explore a possible career with the company. Because I'm studying hospitality management, I do want to be an event coordinator, and so maybe sometime in the future I could explore a career within the Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings. That would be very exciting. But then also just because this is my dream. I come from a very big family. I've sacrificed a lot, even bringing in my own best friend into my family, and throughout my whole life I've had to share a lot, and sacrifice a lot, and this would just be one of those things that I'm doing for me, myself, and and something that I can have of my own. And that might be a little bit unconventional way of thinking of the Disney College Program, but I'm just excited to venture out on my own and have those experiences that nobody else can take away from me, that is completely my own. So oh no, I did have a few other experiences beforehand, but they were quite a few years back, so I didn't know if they were as relevant. So I actually did volunteer at my church. I used to be a catechist, and I used to teach a classroom full of like 6th graders to like 8th graders, and kind of get them ready for confirmation. So I have that experience with speaking in front of a very public environment, and also like dealing with kids, and trying to be as patient with them as possible. Aside from that experience, I also, for the company that I work for right now, actually, the H-E-B grocery company, it's a Texas-based grocery store, and they have different departments, and I have not only worked in the curbside department where it's personal picking, shopper picking, I've also worked in service. So I've been a bagger, I've been a cashier, so I've been able to have cash handling experiences, and just being able to interact with customers, not just over technology and over the phone, but face to face, and then as well as working in their floral department. So I was able to help them out and work with weddings and brides, and with all different types of customers coming in for all different types of things, funerals, homecoming, weddings and such. So I've been with the company for a really long time, and it's very special to me, and I'm happy that I've been able to explore the different parts of that company that they offer. So yes, ma'am. I've been very fortunate enough to work really closely with my boss at Ella's Garden. She's kind of taken me in under her wing because she knows that this is my dream, and I love weddings. I'm such a geek for weddings, and I love them so much. And so I've been able to run wedding rehearsals by myself. I've been able to run an event by myself when she couldn't be there. I have been able to talk directly to brides over the phone to like schedule rehearsals or tours, and create personal connections with them, so that way they feel excited about our venue and they want to book with us. Right. So at curbside, because it is personal picking and people place their orders online, so you kind of somewhat lose that communication factor, because you kind of have to just predict and kind of just assume what your customer is going to need and what they're going to want. over a device, a simple device, because we picked from an iPod. And so I had a customer that called not too long ago. She was a little bit upset about some of her substitutions. She was asking for a certain kind of like beef because she needed it for dinner, and we were out of that beef, so we substituted something else, but it was like, I believe it was like bone-in product instead of a boneless. And so she went home with that product and didn't realize that there was a substitution, and she called later and she was like, hey, I just really don't need this product. This is a very special item for my recipe and for what I'm making for dinner tonight. And I rest assured her that everything was going to be okay, that we're going to go ahead and let her hold on to that product since it's out of the store already, and we would go ahead and deliver her the original product that she wanted, or something similar to it that would make her happier, just to go that extra mile for the customer, because I know that at the end of the day, they really rely on us to make sure that when they have their busy schedule, we curbsiders and our personal pickers can provide the best service for them possible, because sometimes people don't have the time to come inside the store. You know, they're so busy with their own lives. So it's very important for us to just kind of go that extra mile for them. Oh, of course, absolutely. So because I work 2 jobs, I'm so used to being on my feet and working for about 50 to 60 hours a week. And honestly, I prefer it because I love being a busybody, but also because I do live in Houston. It gets pretty hot down here as well. It can rain out of nowhere. It can be bright and sunny outside and all of a sudden rain comes in, which I know is very similar to Florida. And you know, it's very humid, it's very hot. With curbside, I do have to do a lot of retrievals, which means gathering all their items when they come to pick up and going outside. And sometimes that means going to give them their groceries in pouring rain, or in the middle of the heat during, you know, 12 o'clock when the sun really feels like it's coming down on you, or even in the cold in the winter time. So I am perfectly fine with working in whatever extreme weather. So okay, so I did work at Texas Roadhouse for about a year, and I wish I would have stayed a little bit longer. It's just with flexibility, and I also had a second job at that time. It just didn't work out with hours, but I loved it. You know, I fully believe in a meal bringing a family together, and that's one place where me and my family at home, we do the most talking, we do the most bonding is around the table. And so I truly feel like eating a meal sitting down at no other place in Disney World is really a place to like communicate and have a bonding experience. And so with my experience from Texas Roadhouse, I had a lot of experience in serving, busing, cleaning, backstation work, cleaning the soda fountains, seating and serving. So I feel like I would be very adequate for that job. Okay, so I always want to pace myself at one of those situations. You know, you can always have, it's always very busy, and I can imagine it's just as busy when you're working up front and, you know, so many people are trying to check in. I would just try to be as patient as possible and let the guests know that we're working as fast as we can to get them to their rooms and to get their luggage up to their rooms. But then also just have a communication with that partner or that guest or that cast member and say, hey, you know, this is a situation, there's a lot going on right now, but if I could just have just a little bit of extra help, or if there's any way that you could help me if possible, that would be perfect. Like I said, I always feel like communication is key, so I always feel like with partners, managers, fellow co-workers, it's always better to open up and talk more than either be passive aggressive or negative in any kind of way. I would really like this role just because I had a really good experience with, I remember, a housekeeper on one of our first trips, and she was just so nice and so sweet, and she really did a lot for us. And I really feel like at the end of the day, when you're having a long park day and you're ready to come back home and the buses are taking forever and you're just so tired, I feel like coming back to a clean room and having somewhere where you can just like lay loose and you don't have to worry about like, oh, the bed isn't fixed, or you know, she didn't put any extra towels in here, and having to call the front desk. I feel like that's so important because you give them the opportunity to not have to worry about anything else. They just come back, they shower, they get in their beds, and they're ready to go for another perfect day at the kingdom. So I am comfortable working with cleaning chemicals. I love to clean, so I'm kind of a neat freak. I use Clorox on a daily basis, so I would just really like to know how you got started in the company, and how you feel has your experience been so far. Wow, that's so exciting. Well, you know, I am very humbled and just excited about the opportunity, and I just can't wait to hear back no matter what the issue is. As long as I got this far, I know that I can do anything to achieve my dreams and really work towards them. So thank you so much for talking to me. Okay, so I don't even, like, she asked me a lot of questions about like housekeeping, which is gonna, I've never like would object to anything. I think working for the company in general is gonna be like freaking amazing, but housekeeping, I guess also because I had hospitality management on there as well, so that's probably why they thought. But I feel like that went pretty okay. I feel like I didn't say as much as I really wanted to about like why I love the company and like truly what it means to me, but I think it went okay. We'll find out if I get in. If you see this video, then it went really well. If it didn't, then it didn't. So yeah, that was my phone interview.